Oh! Is this blender? Let me take a look. What is this? Let me see. Oh, this looks delicious. Hello and welcome to another delicious tutorial made in Blender by Roxi. Let's learn together how to create a cup, but before that, let me show you what you can do with it and how you can use it. Okay, perfect and delicious. Let's delete all the objects in the scene. Create a circle. Go in edit mode. Front view. Select all the vectors pressing A, E, Z. We extrude it in the Z axis. And extrude it again. And make it a bit bigger. Extrude it again. Make it bigger. With Ctrl R, I'll create here 3 loops. And make them a bit bigger. Now on this cup, I'll create some loops to have almost squares as much as possible. To have equal sides on each face. So in front view, I will take each of them and make it a bit bigger to make it rounded. Something like this. Let's make this one a bit smaller. Yep. I take the top one, the top edge, and with proportional editing selected, I'll bring it up on the Z-axis. Just a bit. And make it more smooth here at the bottom without proportional editing. Let's add a subdivision surface and make it smooth. Let's create the bottom here. I will select this edge at the bottom and press F to create a face, I to insert, E and bring it up on the Z-axis. I to insert, and that's good. Now I'll add the solidify modifier and make it something like this, thicker. I have minus 0.12 and go here to object data properties, to normals, and check this auto smooth because we want this edge to be more sharp. Now let's create the handle. In edit mode, I select everything pressing A, go in top view, pressing numpad 7, and here we have to rotate this one so the middle of two vertex is gonna be here on this line. I will show you how. So I press R and I rotate it around here because I want this line to be right in the middle of these two. I think I need to rotate it more. You can use these lines as a guide. I can see here the spacing that I have between this vertex and this line, and here I don't have the same. It is much closer. So that means I have to rotate it a little more on the z-axis. Let's see the distance now between this vertex and this line, and this vertex and this line. I think I still need a little more. I feel now it's perfectly in the middle. Okay, good. So let's go to side view, pressing numpad 3. I will select a face here in the middle. Let's say this one. I press Shift S, cursor to selected. And now I will select these two faces at the top. I'll choose this tool, the spin tool. And here at the top you have to pick Y, because you want to spin it in this direction. So go ahead and spin it all the way down, but not to go inside of here, like this, barely touching. Now I can choose again the select tool and select these two faces. So I have 4 faces selected over here. Go to edge, bridge edge loops, and now we have that. Now we have to select only the handle. So I'll go in vertex select. I'll disable this subdivision surface so I can see better everything. I'll press Alt click and Shift Alt click to select all of them. And this one. And now everything is selected, but also I have extra that I don't want to select, like this one. I deselected pressing Shift and click. And here at the bottom also I have some that I don't want to select. Only the handle. I'm trying to select only the handle. And here at the bottom the same. Okay, now press Ctrl I to invert the selection. And we also need this here in the middle to be selected. Basically, I selected all the cup without the handle. And press H to hide it. Let's disable this solidify so I can see only the handle. And now in front view, I will take this edge. I'll click on it so it's all the way around. And I'm in front view. And I select here proportional editing. And I press G. And bring it a bit like this. So we shape this handle in a more realistic way. I'll click to select here. Rotate it a bit. Let's disable this proportional editing. SX. On this one the same, SX. And move it a bit on the x-axis. And this one the same. Make it bigger. Move it a bit on the x-axis. This looks good. Now let's take this one in the middle. And resize it on the z-axis. SZ. Not too much. A bit like this. And also let's resize it very little on the x-axis. And move it on the x-axis just a bit. Like this. To have this curve. Now let's bring back the cup. Pressing Alt H. Go in object mode. Bring back the subdivision surface. And the solidify. And this is the cup that we have. We still need to fix here a little bit. Let's disable these two for a moment. This one at least. And over here, let's bring this vertex a bit more like this. I press G and G again to slide the vertex or the edges. And here the same, G, G, and bring it like this. And let's say this one the same. Let's see how it looks. We still have here a bit of a problem, so we have to discover why is that. I select like this all and say M at center. And select, let's disable this subdivision surface, and select all the vertex around this edge. Go all the way around and select each of them. Like this, and now press Ctrl B to create a bevel. Something like this is good. And now let's take this one, S, make it a bit bigger. Object mode. And that's it. Now it looks very good. There is no more problem. You can even increase here the levels to make it more smooth.